Hello, my name's Bev and I'm the author of the book Please Eat, A Mother's Struggle to Free Her Teenage Son from Anorexia, which describes our family's battle with the deadly eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, which my teenage son Ben developed back in 2009 when he was just 15 years old. This post is from the 21st of December 2011 and it's about when Ben's dad, me and Ben went to Edinburgh to celebrate his 18th birthday, and it's called 4 Nights in Edinburgh. Ben wanted to go to Edinburgh for his 18th birthday, so we did, and we've just come back. I was aware of the eating disorder being there in the background a little bit. Not a lot, but definitely there. And it got me thinking that we still have issues that need ironing out before we can truly claim that Ben is recovered. For example, Ben's mood is still generally low. And like our second week in the Peak District in the summer, this frustrated me. Edinburgh was positively sparkling. The atmosphere was lovely. But Ben often looked as if he was at a funeral. His emotions are still being numbed by the eating disorder. He managed to get through all the food he needed to get through, including eating out, but he did say no to some things. For instance, the cooked breakfast on the train on the way back home, opting for toast and jam without butter instead. But in general, the food choices he made were good and included a slab of iced Christmas cake, a large iced bun and a chocolate-covered marzipan bar, plus a huge curry and a pizza. Ben said that it had been a challenge not to exercise while we were away, despite the fact that we walked miles and miles every day. If that's not exercise, then I don't know what is. And I noted that he took the stairs instead of the escalator at the railway station, carrying a heavy suitcase. Also, he still has this irrational fear that something terrible will happen if he puts on a few extra kilo. Basically, that he will be fat. But what we are seeing is someone who is most definitely on the skinny side of slim. But he doesn't see that. Still. And that's the end of that short post. Edinburgh was going to feature a couple of other times. Quite interesting to talk about them here. The second time was when I was invited to Edinburgh to talk at a conference on eating disorders for parents of young people with eating disorders. And I really hate public speaking. I am not a natural public speaker at all by any stretch of the imagination. But I did the talk and I think it went down well. And I included a slideshow and some of the slides that I've been showing on these videos. And I also met up with many of the other parents that I knew from around the dinner table forum for parents of young people with eating disorders. Some of the parents I'd met already, but others I hadn't. And so that was a fantastic opportunity to get together with everyone and see how their sons and daughters were getting along. And the other time that Edinburgh featured was quite recently, well, very recently, in October 2022. Ben went along to a conference in Edinburgh on compassionate mind training. It was the Compassionate Mind Foundation had drawn in experts from all over the world to talk about this exciting new way of treating mental health conditions, which Ben is very much into, and it's what he majored on in his MSc in psychology. His thesis was all about the compassionate mind and how self-compassion can be very, very helpful in recovery from various mental health So Ben had gone along to Edinburgh for 3 nights and 3 days and been to this conference. And so Edinburgh featured 3 times altogether in our journey right up until recently. So anyway, thank you for listening. You'll find a link below to my blog, and you'll also find a link to my website where you can download free PDFs of my blog, and also a link to Amazon where you can buy a copy of my book.